Guess what? We're at San Diego Comic-Con.
Over the next half hour, we'll take you to the Nintendo experience.
Go hands-on with Skyrim for the Switch and the new Metroid.
Get an up-close look at the latest collectibles and McFarlane toys.
Make some enemies in Middle-earth Shadow of War.
And track down the best cosplayers in San Diego.
This is the IGN Show.
Hello, and welcome to the IGN Show. I'm William Haynes, here with Naomi Kyle and Miranda Sanchez, and we are the happiest people in the world right now because we are in San Diego for Comic-Con. It's like a birthday that lasts 4 days and it never lands on a Monday.
That's right. This is the biggest comic book and pop culture event on the planet, and believe it or not, this is the convention's 47th year. What started out as a place to explore comic books and meet like-minded fans was going to include the biggest movies, television shows, panels, cosplay, and of course, video games.
Artists, actors, writers, game designers, everyone is here. But first, it's time to hit the floor and go inside the booth that everyone wants to see.
At E3, the longest lines were for Nintendo, and that's because they always go the extra mile. So of course, I had to see what they brought to San Diego Comic-Con in person. Comic-Con's exhibit hall has a lot of awesome stuff, but arguably the coolest things are outside the convention center, including one of my favorites, the Nintendo Gaming Lounge. First thing I was drawn to was the Splatoon 2 photo booth. I've always wanted to join the Squid Kids on the field, and now I'm getting my chance.
So we have a bigger space here with really a ton of games and fun activities that people can come and play and enjoy with us this week.
Like Super Mario Odyssey.
Yes.
And then, of course, they have one of Nintendo's upcoming games, Splatoon 2. Check it out, real-life Mario Kart. It's just as chaotic as a video game. Pretty much every event at Comic-Con has a celebrity, and Nintendo is no exception. Because guys, guess what? My favorite character of all time is here, Pikachu! Ah, he's so cute! This is the best Comic-Con ever! The Nintendo Gaming Lounge has been great, but I have one final stop, and it's really just for me to pick up a pre-order. Does anybody have a key? Because I need to get, this is actually mine, please.
One of the games that everyone here at Comic-Con wants to play is Middle-earth Shadow of War. It's a huge follow-up to Shadow of Mordor, of course, and believe it or not, good training for walking the show floor here at Comic-Con.
If you can fight off waves of orcs, I'm talking 2 mook, you can make it through any crowd. James Duggan got a preview of the game, so he will be our mentor.
Shadow of War is a follow-up to the critically acclaimed Shadow of Mordor. It was an awesome game, but thankfully we got to play the sequel right here at SDCC. James, what did you think?
It was like riding a bike. I just got right back in there, picked up right where I left off, and just fighting with the Nemesis system, which is much improved this time. Mechanically, it felt fantastic. There's this double jump in there, all of the combat scenes dialed up to 11, so a lot more to experience.
I think a lot of the side quests are more creative as well. When I played, I did get to do the fort assault, which has a lot of layers to it. Basically, you get to choose what you want the warlords who are on your side to do. You get to choose mounts and what buffs they will have. They approach points, capture them independently of you, and then you break inside the fort and fight an incredibly difficult boss with a whole bunch of grunts attacking you at the same time. So it's really difficult, but feels like a huge triumph. When the game actually comes out, what are you most looking forward to?
I have to say, I think the progression. They're doing a really interesting thing with just your own Talion and Celebrimbor progression. So for execution, you can pick one of 3 perks and kind of create a build. You kind of have to pick and choose what you want to be good at, what you don't want to be good at, and then rely on your indoctrinated orcs to fill out the rest.
For anyone who hasn't heard of the Nemesis system, I don't even know how to explain it except that it's like an AI hierarchy basically, but we still don't understand why it isn't in more games. For more on Middle-earth Shadow of War, stay right here on IGN.
For the Shire! Ha-ha! For Frodo!
Coming up, we'll check out the new Destiny toys from McFarlane and get our hands on Skyrim for the Nintendo Switch. This is the first time the game has been demoed in public.
But first, it's time to get serious. Cosplay at Comic-Con is no joke. People spend all year making costumes just for this weekend. You have to bring your A game. With the right costume, you could be internet famous, or maybe even famous.
That is what I want. I went to the floor to find the best cosplayers and steal all their secrets. I mean, learn their craft. Steal. Hey everybody, William Haynes here. We're at San Diego Comic-Con today, and you can't take 5 footsteps without accidentally bumping into some amazing cosplay. Megatron! Cosplay alert, cosplay alert, cosplay alert! I gotta give it to you. This is an incredible Iron Man.
The lights only come on when I bring up, so.
You my ride?
I don't think
William?
no.
Cosplay alert, cosplay alert, cosplay alert, cosplay alert. Okay, this is a really good take on the Star-Lord character. Oh, where'd it go? Give me your best yoga. Cosplay alert, cosplay alert, cosplay alert, cosplay alert.
Come play with us, William.
All work and no play makes Will a dull boy. Everybody smile. Oh, this is way more authentic and real than mine. Oh, yeah. Wow, what can I say? This year's San Diego Comic-Con was on fire. It's lit. I had a wonderful time. And I'm a little bit upset that nobody really noticed my cosplay today. This William Haynes cosplay. Well, this is Miranda Sanchez signing off.
Welcome back to the IGN Show. We're coming to you from Comic-Con in San Diego. Pro tip, show up with an extra suitcase because you're gonna bring back so much stuff.
It's because there are so many incredible toys and collectibles here. If there's one stop you have to make, it's by the McFarlane Toys booth. And while there, we track down the man behind the empire, Todd McFarlane.
So anyone who knows anything about collectibles has probably heard of McFarlane Toys, and who better to talk to us about them than Todd McFarlane himself?
Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Enjoying San Diego?
Oh, it's so beautiful here.
Right. It's kooky. It's lots of colors, lots of fun.
A lot of people, and you guys have some exciting stuff here as well.
Right.
What's up with Borderlands?
You know, we do a lot of toys, right? And you can see a bunch behind us, and the video game area has really been strong for us. The video game makers themselves are allowing us to have their models. So we actually get to start with their work, and then we just have to sort of make it a toy with the articulation.
What are your biggest sellers?
You know, we had this giant big hit, literally not only the biggest seller in the history of my company. Five Nights at Freddy. Scott's created an entire cast of all these characters, and you get a backdrop behind them, so there's a favorite scene in your show, then you get some of those. For the first time in my 25 years of making toys, I've had to say, I can't take any more orders. I can't make it as fast as they're ordering it.
It's absolutely amazing. So one thing that you have in regards to Destiny that I'm very excited about is the Iron Galahorn.
Oh, wouldn't it be cool to have a life-size one? Right? So look I've been in the toy business now for over 20 years. This is the single biggest toy we've ever made, right? You get sound on it.
How many different sounds have we got?
I think there's gonna be 4. If you want to hold and pull the trigger, it vibrates when you pull it, right? So it feels like you're in battle. So if you're holding it,
oh, that's cool. So I have to say, as a cosplayer, having this kind of thing, like to scale, pre-made, is absolutely awesome.
Right,
so,
right. You save yourself a ton of time.
Yes. When's it coming out?
This fall, this Christmas season.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, it was nice seeing you, Todd. I'm gonna leave.
A few weeks ago, the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy was released, and buried in the list of trophies was something very interesting, references to downloadable content.
And not just any old DLC. These are levels that were cut from the original release. Fans have been waiting 20 years for this.
Good news, the wait is finally over.
You never know who you're gonna run into at cons like this, and I just ran into Dan, who created the Insane Trilogy for Crash Bandicoot. Now there's a new DLC element to it. It's called Stormy Ascent. Tell me about it.
Stormy Ascent is a new level. It is a lost level. It is something that the original creators, Naughty Dog, made 21 years ago, and it was cut from the original game because it was deemed to be too hard. All the improvements that we made to Crash Bandicoot in terms of quality of life, saves, checkpoints, things like that, all of those have carried over to this new level. You can download it for free on PSN until August 19th.
Oh, hey, guys.
Hey.
Hi,
How you
Crash.
doing over here? You're on camera?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You're on camera now, too.
Really? Is this going to the millions of viewers?
I think so.
Wait, hold on. Let me get the pose.
All right, so it's out right now. It's available for free. Crash Bandicoot. It's a new DLC part of the Insane trilogy. Oh my God. Enjoy it, guys. Play it if you dare. It's a lot of fun, I promise.
Coming up, we've got hands-on demos of two of the most wanted games at the show, Skyrim for the Nintendo Switch and Metroid Samus Returns for the 3DS.
Plus, everything you need to know about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. We'll have more from Comic-Con right after this.
Welcome back to the IGN Show. There are a lot of Nintendo Switches here at San Diego Comic-Con. Portability means you get to knock out some Breath of the Wild shrines while waiting for panels.
And this holiday season, you'll be able to take Skyrim on the go with the upcoming Switch edition. There's new Legend of Zelda content and a whole lot more. Let's go hands-on.
All right, guys, Skyrim is everywhere. It's been out since 2011. We've seen it in so many places, so many great iterations. But now, we're gonna get it on the Nintendo Switch, and we got to play it.
You do notice it is a little bit low poly, it's a little bit low fidelity. This is not Skyrim Special Edition for the PS4 Pro. This is Skyrim for the Switch. It comes with both expansions, which is really exciting, so all of the DLC it comes with, and it feels really good to play, and this is totally something I can envision myself playing on the go.
So one thing I'm really excited for is that it's gonna have amiibo support. How cool is it gonna play Link in Skyrim?
If you can call that muscly, monstrous abomination Link, then yes, you can do that. The other thing you can do is motion controls, which I'm not quite sold on. It's interesting. So like lock picking is really fun. You can kind of feel a little bit like once you switch, feel where the lock is going to pick. But then when you get into combat, blocking and slashing and sword play, kind of like other motion control sword games, just really isn't quite there, and I would much prefer to just do it with the buttons.
So really it kind of comes down to being like a one-time thing. It's like, oh, this is really cool to do on your first lock pick, but then maybe just put it back in and play normally.
So you are a Switch owner, and you've yet to play Skyrim like significantly, so would you buy this?
Absolutely. Honestly, I just want to take Buff Link around Skyrim and slay some dragons.
That sounds fantastic to me.
Every year at Comic-Con, over 130,000 people come to score collectibles, dress up as their favorite characters, and geek out with friends. And that's what we're doing. William met up with Jimmy Wong for some Comic-Con fun.
Hey guys, it is a beautiful day at Comic-Con. Today, I'm here with a special guest, Jimmy Wong. You know him from Video Game High School, Feast of Fiction, and Disney XP's own Flair's Primetime. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me out. What a great view.
Is this your first Comic-Con?
This is like my 5th Comic-Con, dude.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so you're in it.
I'm in it, and I'm still tired from the first one.
Right? So video games, what are you playing right now?
I mean, I'm a big sort of MOBA kind of guy these days.
Okay.
So there's a game called MXM that I've been playing a lot of. It's by a company called NCSoft. They also made Guild Wars, Lineage, City of Villains and stuff. So
okay.
I'm into that right now.
What are you most excited to see this year? Anything that you were like, you know what, 2017 is going to be different? I got to see this at Comic-Con.
Oh, at Comic-Con? I mean, like, I love seeing new shows that may only ever have one season.
Yeah.
Because you never know, right?
They have a huge ton of people showing it around, but it might just be one season. You never know.
Every single train passing by is like, you're gonna love this, and then just like that, it's also out of your memory forever. Yeah.
So you're a musician.
Yes.
I'm a musician.
Yep.
I feel like somehow we could collaborate on the spot right now.
Oh, easily. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but there are bagpipes in the background. We gotta do something musical. Okay. Otherwise, what are we doing it for? You freestyle, right?
Yeah, I freestyle.
Man, I wish I could freestyle, but I can't beatbox.
All right, then we got a plan then.
All right. Should we do improv beatbox?
Okay, improv beatbox.
The topic is cosplay.
Cosplay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I put my cosplay on, it's the right time for it. I got the mask on, I'ma do something with it. I'm a hero, I'm a villain tonight. I'ma go out there and do it all so right. Yeah. Yeah.
Get in the fight. Yo.
Get in the fight. I'ma fight with somebody, maybe a Pikachu or maybe a Blastoise. I might come get you. I'ma beat up Blastoise.
Yeah. Oh man, you're max level, dude.
Yeah, max level. I'm a level 100 Charizard.
Lucky. Wait, Blastoise would wreck you.
I mean, maybe I got some special moves and a sensu beam on me.
That's true. You were just strong enough you can get through though.
Strong enough.
How about you? Are you having a good con?
I'm having a great con.
Okay.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for coming out, Jimmy. It was nice to meet you.
We've still got more on the way from Comic-Con, like the return of Metroid and our favorite things we saw today. The IGN Show will be right back.
Welcome back to the IGN Show. Comic-Con loves a good crossover, and you won't find one bigger or more over the top than Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. The fast-paced fighting game is changing things up, and here's everything we know so far.
First, we have Mayor of Metro City, Mike Hagar, and the nemesis of Jill Valentine from Resident Evil 3, well, Nemesis. If you'll remember, the main story in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite features the merging of the worlds of Capcom and Marvel, and here it seems like we have a merger of Resident Evil's Umbrella Corporation on the Capcom side and the Advanced Idea Mechanics on the Marvel side, giving us the AIM-Brella control room. MODOK is featured prominently in the middle, but in the background we can see the Umbrella logos on the wall and some Resident Evil-style BOWs in pod chambers. Moving on to our first team of Hagar and Nemesis. Hagar's moveset seems mostly familiar here, but he's got a couple of new tricks involving barrels, which amusingly break just like they do in Final Fight. Nemesis, too, looks familiar, being able to soak up multiple hits to deliver his own, and also retaining many moves and his hyper combo from Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Now on to Frank. I've covered Wars You Know West, from Capcom's Dead Rising franchise, and Spider-Man. Interesting to note that while Hawkeye's changed his costume to reflect the more modern version of the character, and one that more closely resembles the MCU version, Spider-Man's costume and look seems relatively unchanged outside of being adapted to Infinite's graphical style. But anyway, Spidey's been in just about every Marvel-themed Versus game, and his moves in this trailer aren't going to surprise anyone, but this tag to Frank is real interesting. Spider-Man starts his Crawler Assault Hyper Combo, immediately tags in Frank, and sets up a camera on a tripod. While both Spider-Man and Frank lay on the punishment, the camera continues to take pictures as Frank levels up. In Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Frank had to input a command for each picture to level himself up, so this seems like an interesting twist on an already interesting character. So now we see what looks to be Spider-Man's Level 3 Super, which features an amazing throwback to the very first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, where Spider-Man's fighting Green Goblin inside the burning building and dodges the pumpkin razors exactly like this. Finally, Gamora and Thanos have already been officially announced, but we now get to see their playstyle. Gamora is fast, fluid, and very acrobatic, using both knives and guns in her offense, and is even able to do this nasty-looking cross-up. More importantly, though, we get a look at the Mind Stone, which we have not seen before. It's one of the 6 Infinity Stones that you can equip your team with at the start of a match to give both of your characters 2 special abilities, an Infinity Surge and an Infinity Storm, that can both change the tide of a match. The Infinity Surge ability of the Mind Stone is a quick psionic grab attack that slams the opponent into the ground and mentally stuns the opponent when it connects. The Infinity Storm ability of the Mind Stone seems much more straightforward. It immediately maxes out its wielder's Hyper Gauge, which leads into Gamora's Hyper Combo to close this out. And that's the latest trailer for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
2 months ago, we wondered if we'd ever get another Metroid game. Then, Nintendo casually dropped Metroid Samus Returns at E3 and shocked us all. And now the game is here at Comic-Con. Alana got to go hands-on with the 2D throwback.
2017's been kind of a huge year for Metroid fans. Honestly, we got a cool reveal of a Switch Metroid coming out sometime, but even better, a new Metroid this year.
Yeah, so people in our war room at E3 were like crying when they announced the new Metroid. That one we're not going to get to play for a while, but we have just played Metroid Samus Returns. Anyone who's played Metroid 2, it'll be really familiar to you, but it's basically that with an updated story and updated graphics and with 3Ds. What did you think?
I am really impressed with this 3D because usually when I play my 3DS, I kind of turn off the 3D. I know it's a big feature, but it drains the battery and sometimes you get a little motion sick with it. But this one is, I actually want to have it on.
I think it totally works. They've also added some new mechanics, like now you can actually aim, which, you know, sounds like not a huge change from modern video games, but it is for Metroid. It adds a lot more flexibility and accessibility. One other thing that they added that I particularly really like, other than some cool level systems and abilities, is you can now counter with a melee attack, which I think is really cool. You just have to time it right when a flying enemy is coming at you, press X to counter, and I think that that is just a really great evolution of a very, very popular game. So can't wait for it to come out.
Yeah, absolutely. What we got to play was really neat. We've seen it before, but getting hands-on with it and seeing it in person made it look just so much better, and definitely want to play some more.
There's so much to do here at Comic-Con, so much to see. Miranda, what was your favorite thing you saw?
Well, I think if you really watch closely, you'll know that I freaked out over Pikachu, and I'm still freaking out. I said that earlier, I cannot. It was really soft, and if you get really close, you can kind of hear the air inside, because they have to inflate the suit so it's not too heavy.
Yeah.
I know too much about this.
Oh my goodness. So be sure to tune in tomorrow because we've got more from Comic-Con, including the exclusive reveal of a new map from Lawbreakers and brand new gameplay from Super Mario Odyssey.
Plus, we'll play Recoil Laser Tag, check out best Overwatch cosplay, take Pokemon Go to the next level, and track down all the best toys.
That does it for us today. We gotta get back on the floor.
Remember to keep it locked to IGN. We are everywhere.
Thanks for watching.